Hi everyone and welcome to No Nonsense Whisky. Today's episode is a little bit different to what we've seen usually. I'm going to try a new series called No Nonsense Whisky Presents, and in this series we're going to be looking at things that are related to whisky but aren't whisky precisely. So we're going to be looking at other spirits that distilleries produce, we're going to be looking at the different kind of glasses and all things like this. And today's episode is a Q&A episode based on some questions I've received over the last few months. So let's get straight into the questions and see what we got. So the first one isn't actually a question per se. It's from Matametal Dazu, aka Cult of the Red Barrel on YouTube, and his comment was do a Q&A. So voila, buddy. Next up we've got a various. So kind of key people, Gives a Minute on YouTube, Shoestring on YouTube, and Matthew Smith on Facebook. Can you do X whiskey? Short answer is yes, I can. Long answer is very dependent on whether I can get hold of it. If I have it already, I'm working through what I've got first before I start moving on to buying new things. And I am very receptive to receiving samples, so if there's something you really want me to review, then feel free to get in touch and send me a sample of it. Next on the list is Rob Green from Facebook, and he says basically, can I do a drunk video? The very quick answer to that is yes, I can. Sometimes I have to even delete takes because it's taken me a little while to record it, and I very often have a double, so I'll have a single shot, a single measure before I start, just to kind of get a taste for it, unless you see me open the bottle on screen, and then that is all fresh. And then obviously I'll have one during the tasting. Sometimes, however, I will record 2 or 3 in a row. I've stopped doing that now because the third one is always complete rubbish. But maybe I should start saving the clips and putting them through as a drunk reel if that's what you want to see. Next on the list we have Dale Shepherd from Facebook, and he's asking in a roundabout way how best to hunt down rare or out of stock whisky. And this is a bit of a tricky one because it all depends on where you are. Now I am lucky enough to have a specialist shop relatively near in Birmingham called Hard to Find Whisky. They have a website that ships around the country, I think even worldwide, and they are, as they say on the tin, as they say, is they get hard to find whisky. I'm pretty sure that you can set up alerts for stuff to come back in stock, and I'm definitely sure if you got in contact with them and said you were after a specific bottle, they would try and source it for you. I can't promise it'd be the cheapest thing in the world, but when you start getting up to the realms of investment whisky, money is no object because it should keep going up and up and up. Alternatively, you can try auction websites. I am a member of an auction website called Scotch Whisky Auctions. There are many around there, so I don't necessarily say that's the best. I like it because you have to pay to be a member of it, so you pay a £5, and that kind of means that you only have serious sellers and serious buyers knocking around. Now I actually bought my Glenmorangie Atlanta from there, and that's not in that right now, that's downstairs secure, and that's not opened yet, so that's a good place to get it as well. Obviously you incur charges there. There's a 10% seller's fee, a 10% buyer's fee, and it's like £10 per bottle to send away. I think that gets cheaper the more you buy. It's good to buy in bulk if you want. Not that many bargains on the site, but it is cheaper than buying the ultra rare ones. Next question is from a guy on Facebook called Richard Beadle, and he says, I hope there is no whisky in these boxes here. Well, I'll put you all to rest. There is no whisky in these boxes here. I do own all of these bottles. They're there just purely for decoration. In fact, this one, it doesn't even have a whisky in it. This one does have whisky in it. Eagle-eyed viewers will notice that doesn't say the famous Grouse, it says the famous Vincent, which is my full name. And this was given to me as a wedding gift by my auntie and uncle. So that sits there nicely. I probably won't open that, but who knows. I say with regards to the rest, they are empty and they should be reviewed at some point. At least one of them has already, but when I get to them, I'll get to them. Okay, and one final question from Facebook, which was from Alistair Jim, and he asks in a roundabout way my opinions on adding water, ice and stones and other things like that to the glass. Now it's a very controversial subject across whiskey drinking, and my personal opinion is you do whatever you want. I'll not turn my nose up at anyone who wants to add water, ice or stones to it. Personally, I don't add anything to it. I've tried the stones, I've got a set downstairs. I've tried ice, I've tried water. I always prefer to drink it neat. That being said, if you read anywhere or hear anywhere that the distillery or the master distiller or whoever was involved in the bottling recommends a certain amount of water, you should always take that advice seriously. Even if that's not how you want to drink it in future, you should always give it a go and see if what they say fits in with your opinion. Now, for this particular subject, one of the videos I plan to do on the No Nonsense Whisky Presents is do a comparison of things like glasses and additives, water, ice, stones, that sort of thing. So I'll get like 4 glasses in a row and put the same whiskey in all the glasses and see if I think it changes the taste at all. Because some people even prefer to go the other way. They prefer to warm it with their hands and even seal it while it's warming to make sure that all of the flavours and all of the smells are kept inside the glass. These are all things that we'll have a look at in the future. Okay, so that's the end of the first Q&A session. Feel free to ask me any questions on Facebook or on Twitter. I'm at VAPF on Twitter, and of course down below on YouTube. Obviously don't forget to like, subscribe and share and comment and all these things. We're slowly building up a nice community of people. Keep your eye on the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. Next week we'll have a brand new whiskey review. I think I'll be doing the Highland Park 12 year. Spoiler alert, it's a bit of a personal favourite, so expect a positive review on that one. So I will see you all on our next video. Thanks guys.